Today on Hey, We're Talking.
I make up jingles and argue with Scott about ice cream.
It's all about sweet. Who's sweeter? One of these guys.
Sweet! Welcome to Hey, We're Talking. It's me, Scotty D, got Bob Peel, got Derek Tant. We're all in the building, so to speak, and ready for a brand new edition of Hey, We're Talking. By the way, it's been a long time again because we did that live show and then we used it. So it's been like, it has to have been more than a week. Isn't it more than a week or is it just a week?
Around a week.
It feels like it's too long.
Man, I hope we don't we're not good at this anymore after a week.
Were we ever good at this?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Out of practice. Uh-oh, here goes
How can you feel out of practice, Mr. Daily Vlogger?
Look at Derek's face when he took the drink.
So every time, Derek's got some homemade mead from Texas, and you guys watch. You can rewind, go back 10 seconds, just double tap the screen.
Yeah.
Okay. See, you guys saw what I'm talking about.
It's got this tartness that kind of like.
So every time he takes a sip of his mead, he gets this particular face.
It's like
he's just drinking something terrible.
It's not that it's bad. It's like there's a tartness to this.
Right.
So like if you ever suck into like some sour candy or like take a drink of like a something very sour. Not that this is super sour, but there's just a tartness to it.
Your face though makes it look like it's the worst thing you've ever had.
It's good, but it gets into the thing back there. I mean, it's not great. I made it myself.
That's like the old A1 commercial. A1 Bold. It gets you here and right here. Remember that? There was some New Yorker.
Never heard of that
there?
commercial ever in my life.
Sounds
and
familiar.
It sounds weird.
It sounds familiar.
It sounds weird.
But
I've never seen that.
I'm gonna throw this totally out there because this is something I was dealing with last night.
Okay.
Do you guys remember the Frosted Flakes Tony the Tiger song? From when you were a kid?
Song?
Yes.
I just remember they're great. That's it.
He said that, but I was talking to Jake, one of our listeners, last night.
Yeah.
Because I shot him a picture of Tony's eyes, just his eyes, and I said, "You know who that is?" But there was a song that was like, "Show 'em you're a tiger, show 'em what you can do."
Yes, now I
the
remember.
Taste of Kellogg's Frosted Flakes. They'll bring out the tiger in you and you.
They're great.
Do you guys remember that
now
at all?
I do
or
when you
say
say
the only
it. No,
idiot kid that remembers.
Maybe.
I've told you more than once now that I remember it.
Was it like a sports montage kind of a commercial?
Yes, the boy
See?
the boy was a pitcher, and he was they were doing a baseball game, and that's where it came from.
It kind of had shades of like the best part of waking up
is Frosted Flakes in your bowl.
I mean,
that was Folgers.
Yeah, but it had shades of that. It was like an illusion to that, right?
You know, the funniest part of it is Frosted Flakes is not good for you at all.
No, none of these cereals are good for you.
It's all junk.
None of them. Yes, but that doesn't mean they're not good.
No, they taste good, but they're pure junk. Yes. It has like literally no nutritional value.
No, I know. Watch his face.
Although, he did that on purpose. He stopped himself.
There it is.
No, you can't fake it. You can't fake it. Yeah, Frosted Flakes. Is that one of your favorite cereals?
No.
Oh, okay.
Golden Grams is the bee's knees.
That's what I think is so funny, that Golden Grams is your favorite.
Yes, Golden Grams,
really?
Little Cinnamon Toast Crunch. We discussed this on the cereal episode. Episode 180 or something.
Podcast.
It would. It totally would. So, Bob,
I just had to see if you guys remember the commercial. That's all.
What did you do that was special while we were away?
I bought a dog.
A boat.
I know. Oh, you got a boat, a dog, but you went somewhere. What did you do?
And I got a pickup truck. I went to see Foo Fighters.
Where?
At Wrigley Field.
How was it?
The Foo Fighters or Wrigley Field?
Both. Well, talk about one that you like and one you didn't. So
overall, Wrigleyville itself, the area around Wrigley, is awesome.
Okay.
I mean, it's all bars. They've got like high-end condos and apartments and all this stuff coming in. And Wrigleyville itself it's just so smart. It's like the Green Bay Packers, how they have their stadium in the middle of a neighborhood. or a lot of these other teams that have their, it's all bars and whatever right around. That's how Wrigley is. It's literally a neighborhood, and they just built bars and everything around the stadium. That piece is always awesome. The stadium itself, I hate. I've always hated it.
It's a dump, right?
It's a dump.
And you hate the Cubs because you're a White Sox fan.
Yeah, I don't hate the Cubs. I usually just don't like the fans because the fans are arrogant jerks. That's not what I wanted to say. But beyond that piece of it, the stadium is just not very convenient. The seats aren't very good anywhere you are, but I guess unless you're in the lower level, but anywhere else it just kind of stinks. But I got to go, thanks to Ron, one of our listeners of the show and a friend, and we got to see Foo Fighters, and they put on a phenomenal show.
Who opened?
The Struts, and one other band that I don't know what their name. Weren't very good. Their sound sounded terrible.
Okay.
Their audio was terrible.
Okay.
So I couldn't even get into it. I mean,
maybe they
Ron
did that
and I
on
just
purpose.
Yeah, maybe they're like, let's make the first band suck.
I don't know. It sounded terrible. But the Struts, I saw them last time I saw the Foo Fighters, and they're good. I mean, I don't know. I'm not a fan of their music, but they perform very, very well. There's a few songs that everybody knows, and that's really it for me. But then the Foo Fighters came out. I don't even know what the songs are called.
No, it's not the Stray Cat Strut. It's a different band. Okay.
But beyond that, Foo Fighters were just absolutely awesome.
Was Dave Grohl's voice okay? Everybody keeps talking about his voice being bad, like he's losing his voice.
No, not at all. You wouldn't think he's a 49 or 48-year-old man
he might
out on
be
the
50
stage.
now.
No, not yet. Not yet.
His voice is the best. The best. The best.
Yes, it is. It's the thing that people have been talking about is, so he smokes cigarettes like a lot, and everybody talks about how bad his voice is getting from that.
No, it sounds absolutely normal.
And he screams and does all that.
He does scream a lot.
He does.
Yes, he'll just be singing a song, and then like the little part of the song where there's a bridge. A bridge is traditionally where there's a musical piece in between before they get to another section of the song, whatever the case may be.
So it's like a bridge to the next part.
Yes. He literally, while that's going on, typically it's music just going on, he'll just scream as loud as he can to get the crowd fired up. And it works every single time because we're all like,
yeah, Dave's just screamed, yay!
Dave screamed. But to me, no. I mean, I saw him months ago at the very beginning of the tour, and now I saw him now, and his voice hasn't changed.
Okay. Wow.
So this has kind of been a concert, trend for me recently, which is pretty awesome.
Nice.
Did somebody go with you, or did you go by yourself?
I went with Ron.
Oh, okay. So Ron went with you, and then you...
No, actually, I went with Ron because he got the tickets for his birthday or Christmas or something, and he decided to bring me.
Wow.
So that's what you just said. You said, I went with Ron, and then you were like, no, I went with Ron. And I'm like, yeah, you just said that.
I went with Ron, yes. Ron didn't go with me. I went with Ron.
Yeah, no, but you said that. I know you thought you might have said it the opposite, but you said, I went with Ron. And then you were like, no, wait a minute. I went with Ron.
Yes, I did.
Okay. All right. Wow. This is a very spirited conversation.
Hopefully the listeners are as confused as I am off of this last 30 seconds.
It's not confusing. Derek, what's going on? What are you looking at?
Nothing.
You're shaking. The whole thing is going crazy. What are you doing?
In Texas.
What do you mean?
You're shaking. Your whole thing is shaking. You're typing or doing something. What are you doing?
I've got this thing, and it's new, so I guess it.
Are you shaking your legs or something?
No, I'm actually not. I'm just on the computer here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're on the computer. What are you doing? What are you looking for? Are you looking up Dave Grohl's age or something? What are you doing?
No, I was gonna. I know that a certain brother of mine's gonna be in Chicago in September.
Yeah.
To conclude Bob's concert season. A series of concerts. If he was about going to Joe's on Weed Street, he could see Brandon Ray.
Of course, got to plug the brother on the show.
I was trying to figure out, because Danny's at that like jamboree thing in Oregon right now. It's a country show, and I was like, we need to get your brother out there so Danny Black can meet your brother, But he's going to have to do it next year because I don't think he was on the list. You would know, wouldn't you, if he was in Oregon this weekend?
I would have known.
Okay.
Yeah, he's not.
Oh, you sound sad about that.
I'm going to put this in my calendar.
What's it called? Joe Weeds or something?
Joe's on Weed Street.
Yeah.
There's a street called Weed Street?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Where is that?
September 27th.
Is it like a bar or what is it?
Yes, it's a bar. And bar/music venue.
You better get some cowboy boots before you go.
Nope. I'm going to go in there as me. I'll be like, hey, Brandon, I know you.
The Cowboys are going to beat you up.
Talking shirt.
Yeah, you should. No. Give him a Hey, We're Talking shirt. He can't wear it, though. Don't you remember this whole story?
But he can maybe on his...
when he goes to bed at night.
On his live stream.
No. They probably tell him don't do that.
That's fine. I'll just flash him.
What? What do you mean? What
like,
is that? That's weird.
You're like, hey.
That's kind of strange. So this is what I'm talking about. We have not been together enough lately. We've lost the count. It's all gone.
All right.
I'm having a great time.
And then we'll just do it again.
You're looking at stuff.
I was checking out the concert. It's only $10 to get in. I'll be there.
Nice. What day is the 27th? Is it like a Friday?
Thursday.
Oh gosh.
I don't care. I just won't go to work on Friday.
You lie.
I'm sick.
You are not a work skipper.
I know.
Not at all.
No, I just, if I get paid to go to work, so I'm going to work as much as I can. So
that's a good mantra to have. So you did mention another thing that's going on in your life. You got a dog.
I did.
Another girl.
I got a little girl yellow lab, and her name is Penny.
And why did you name her Penny?
I don't know. Just it fit.
Not because of Penny Lane or anything like that?
No, I asked her what her name was, and she pooped a penny. So I said, hey, that's... No, she didn't. I don't know. Just it fit. Jenny, a listener of our show, she mentioned Penelope.
You can't call a dog Penelope. That's too much.
I'm like, Penelope's too big of a name. But
Agreed.
From Penelope came Penny.
And it also rhymes with Jenny.
Yeah, Jenny and Penny.
I think it's interesting that somehow Jenny helped you name your dog. Was that planned? Were you just sitting there and she just suggested it and you were like, hey, that's not bad?
Yeah, well, she said Penelope, and I'm like, I mentioned it to everybody, and they're like, no, not Penelope. And my wife, I think my wife or somebody said, well, what about Penny? That's kind of like Penelope.
Yeah.
I'm like, Penny works. She looks like a penny. So, yeah.
How does she look like a penny?
How do you look like a Derek?
I don't know. Does he look like a Derek? I don't know.
I don't.
Maybe.
That's a very strange question. Man, there's this strange antagonism going on, and also there's a tension. I don't know what it is. Do we all need to do a primal scream or something?
What? I don't feel any tension. Do we all need a hug?
I don't know. Yeah, maybe we need a virtual hug. Everybody hug.
Virtual hug for everybody. Come on now.
Come on, Derek. No, get not a fist. We want a hug. Come on. Oh, there we go.
Thanks for the pat on the back, buddy. He did that. Now I'm scratching my leg, No, so having a dog, obviously it's been a long time since we had a puppy.
Yeah.
But she's almost 13 weeks old, and you kind of forget how much they are like a baby.
Oh, yeah.
Like they need all this attention, and we're trying to cage train her just at nighttime, so she's used to it while we were at work and all this stuff. So it's been quite the process, and we haven't been getting much sleep. But that's part of the deal.
You know what the thing is you got to do that I think a lot of people don't do when you get a puppy? Just take the dog out a lot. Take the dog outside a lot. Like every couple hours or every hour or something. Get them out there. They go pee or poo and you go, good girl.
Yep. So we've been doing that a lot. And, she's had a few accidents in the house. And luckily we just have hardwood floors in our whole house. So it's very easy to clean and doesn't smell or anything. So she's had a few accidents, but smack her on the nose.
You hit your dog?
Bring her outside. Yes, I do. And that's why I always have some of the best trained dogs. Bring her outside, let her know that she did wrong. So it's a process, but we'll get there.
Penny, you done wrong. You done wrong, Penny. Penny, are you okay?
Spare the rod, spoil the puppy.
Apparently. So what does she do when she's in the kennel at night? She whine the whole time?
She howls and barks and then she stops.
Okay, good.
So last 2 nights she's been pretty good.
Okay.
So quiet throughout the night until like 6 a.m. and then
Okay. You know, the
Dogs
good
do.
thing is when you get a lab like that, this is what I miss about Bailey. Having that big dog, even if they're not a mean dog, the bark is just a really good bark.
Oh yeah, she's gonna have a good bark. She's got a good bark at 13 weeks. So,
But you know what I'm saying? Like if somebody came to your door and they're like pounding on the door, they're like, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa," that really good deep bark.
Oh, yeah.
I like that.
yeah, that's definitely gonna be a good thing. But I've been taking her in the truck, taking her in the car, getting used to being out and about. She won't go on a leash yet, but that takes time.
Yep.
And eventually she'll be on the fishing boat with me, and we'll be cruising up and down the river. And
That
That's the
will be
plan.
fun. Now, here's the thing. When you mentioned the truck, have you guys seen these people who have their dog in the back of in the truck bed?
Mm-hmm.
I hate
oh,
that.
I'm sure Derek has everywhere.
Yeah, I hate that. Derek, what do you think about that? Would you do that to your dog?
What do you mean? Would I do that to my dog?
They'll
Like,
slide around
like I'm-
all over the back of the pickup truck, and then they might jump out and die.
It just depends on the traction of their paws, because a lot of times they,
I like that
A lot
you
of
went
times
there,
it's
the
not an
traction
issue.
of their paws.
what if you put down like that rubber coat in
True.
your truck,
Yeah.
and they have that, and they're able to get around. I've seen dogs ride around in the back of trucks, and they're
Gosh,
like
dang it,
completely
Bob.
mobile, getting up on stuff, jumping up on the toolbox.
Yeah.
Putting their paws up on the tailgate. They're the ones putting themselves in danger there.
Yeah.
So,
Stupid
know, maybe-
dogs.
It's like they've got to get their sea legs. Like when you're on a boat, it takes a while to get your sea legs to get comfortable. And the same thing with dogs in trucks or vehicles. So I saw
most-
somebody who had.
yeah.
–
Go ahead.
Sorry, Derek. I saw somebody who had a little poodle in like a backpack on the back of a motorcycle.
Oh, my gosh.
So there was a guy and a woman on the motorcycle, and then on the back part, they had their dog's head sticking out of like a backpack.
Was it the woman with the backpack?
The
Or was-
backpack was strapped onto the motorcycle.
No!
I literally just saw this like 3 days ago.
No. See, I'm weird about dogs. I don't like people who have dogs that just keep them outside all the time either.
No, I don't do that.
I'm like, why do you even have a dog? What's it accomplishing if you tie it to a tree all day? Come on.
Right.
Alerts them to the presence of strangers
Derek,
or
So
the
do-
police.
you're so practical.
you
The
know what?
police, that's true,
So,
the police.
so do sensor lights
Yeah.
on your garage or your house.
Yes,
Somebody
but
walks
if,
by.
but if you have a
it
pit
turns
bull
on.
tied up to your tree, then police are slow to approach, and potential robbers who might steal you of the meth you're cooking might also be a little bit more leery.
I was
mean,
just
come
gonna
on.
say.
Landmines
Derek,
would
I'm like,
stop people from coming in your yard too.
Yeah, you wouldn't want the cops to get to your meth lab with
Yeah,
all
but
the
you
people
can't
talking
get
about.
that on a Facebook group, free pit bulls,
No.
free landmines.
Right.
Yeah. So and around here, pickup trucks, they have a lot of people use them for work and utility stuff like that. So there's a lot of that. They do the protective spray coating in the back, so it's not as slippery and sticky, or it's not as slippery and slick.
Yes.
So dogs won't just ride around, run around like a pinball in there. They'll be fine.
All right.
They'll be fine.
You guys have all alleviated all my worries.
Anxiety and
You
worry.
fixed
Except
it.
the drug dealer pit bulls. I
Yeah.
think that's worried you, but that is a thing. That is a big thing. So
It is. Depends where you live, I guess, too.
I'm pretty sure it's universal around the United States. If you have
I don't have a meth
things in
lab
your
in my
house-
neighborhood is what I'm trying to tell you.
If you have things in your house that you don't want people to steal, and you're
Yeah.
worried the police might cause shenanigans, have some big, mean, aggressive dogs at the ready to attack intruders.
Yes. They don't have to
It's
be your
universal.
friends. You just put them out there and make them angry. Throw them a steak every once in a while.
Yep, their job is
Hope
to
for the
guard
best.
the
I mean,
meth lab.
this is kind of like, it's almost like a stereotype of the drug dealers to have, pit bulls.
How dare
Okay.
you judge them?
Okay. What is that? But what are you getting at? Are you saying we
I'm
shouldn't
just-
stereotype them?
No, I'm saying it's like I'm surprised you haven't heard of that.
I have.
You're like, oh,
I have. I have
didn't
heard
see
of it,
it.
but what I'm saying is I don't see it around where I live because I don't have any meth houses in my neighborhood.
Oh,
That you know of.
yeah. Maybe they've evolved. Maybe they've evolved. Maybe they're using,
right.
the camera at the doorbell camera and things like that. So maybe they're.
My whole thing with those doorbell cameras is I would get one someday, but I'm just like, once people start to figure it out, won't they just come up to the thing and like put their hand over it or do something? Do you know what I'm saying? Won't they just rip it out of the wall or something?
That's why I like the fact that people have some lights that go up, the light bulb that goes into their drop ceiling lights or at their door. The light bulb itself has a camera on it now.
Yeah.
And it's motion detected.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of cool technology. I say just put cameras all over, act like it's David Koresh's compound, and you could see everything going on.
I don't think he had that. When was that? It was like in the 80s, wasn't it?
No, they didn't really have that. But I would if I had a compound.
If you were going to be David Koresh, you would have cameras everywhere.
I wouldn't be David Koresh, but if I had a compound.
The government had cameras everywhere pointed at David Koresh's compound.
They still do?
They did.
No,
I
they still do.
I don't think they still do.
Not at
David
his
Koresh
compound,
is
but
long gone, guys. He's died 25 years ago.
They've got cameras everywhere.
Now they're just a bunch of boring Bible thumpers out there.
Yeah, David took it too far. We're not going to do it like Davey.
I'm serious.
Quiet.
He turned it into like this crazy cult. Otherwise, they would have just been a bunch of, obnoxious Bible thumpers, who were arguing about how the Bible should be interpreted. He took it to like the next level. He's like, let's get some guns. Let's have sex with teenagers.
Well, yeah, that was the thing.
I will.
That was the thing that ended up happening is in order to be part of his commune, he was able to take your wife or whoever and have kids with her. He was the only one that was allowed to make the children.
It was a slow burn up to that.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is that the theology of that sect or the Branch Davidians, it would not have been considered a cult or anything crazy. But when he got in, he started putting his own stuff. He put his own flair, his own spin on things. Yeah. And he started stockpiling weapons and taking the women. And then that's when the government go, what is this? And he was like, back off, jerks. And then a shootout.
Basically, David Koresh was a little bit extra, as the kids would say these days.
Ooh, nice callback.
I've been accused of being a little extra.
I could see that.
This whole entire segment was completely lit.
Today's episode of Hey We're Talking is brought to you by our sponsor, Pneuma Coffee. Go to pneumacoffee.com. That's PNEUMA coffee.com. At checkout, make sure to type in the code HWT for a 20% discount.
I want to live in a land where there's free coffee.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Da 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 da. Welcome back. Da, 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 da. I don't know any of the words. This
is that from like Welcome Back, Kotter or something?
Yeah.
Oh, see, I had a reference. I've never seen the show, but
you've never seen Welcome Back, Kotter before?
No,
it's got Vinnie Barbarino on it.
I know of it,
and
but I've never seen it.
Ooh, Mr. Kotter. He's dead. That's sad.
Who is that?
Horshack.
Who's the real? What's his real name?
I don't know. He died though. But John Travolta was Vinnie Barbarino.
Yes, I know that. My dad used to call me Barbarino.
Do it, Derek. Ooh. Why are you standing there? It seems like you're just staring into space and you don't know that we're talking to you. Are you okay?
I think there was a glitch.
Oh, there was a glitch in the Matrix?
Oh, like it froze for just a split second.
Okay.
So.
Okay. I was waiting for you to go, ooh.
It threw off the social cues. I'm sorry.
So the guy's name is Ron Palillo or something. Palillo.
Yeah, he died.
Yeah. In
so did Juan
2012.
Epstein, the other guy.
I don't even know who that is.
He was another character on the show. Okay.
Ooh.
We're losing everybody with this. Okay.
Yeah.
So before we get going into this segment, Bob, tell us something interesting.
Well, we wanted to thank Hector and we wanted to offer something to you listeners. So if you go to HWIEBE.com, you can actually buy yourself a radiator pipe. You're going to say something, Scott.
No, I'm waiting for Derek.
Why are you pointing? You're like, hey.
I'm giving him the cue. I'm waiting for him to do it.
If you actually, he knows when. You don't have to tell him.
Okay, go ahead.
I know you're the host of the show, but Derek is
Finish the
man.
plug.
He can do it. Go to his website, order a radiator pipe.
HWIEBE.com.
Put in coupon code HWT at checkout, get 15% off, and you support the show, support a great guy, and you get a great product.
A good, great product.
Made in Canada.
HWIEBE.com.
Oh my gosh. What a disaster. Sorry, Hector.
No, that's
I like the jingle.
Draw people to go. That's what people are going to go to.
Give us the jingle one more time so that people can remember it.
HWIEBE.com.
So I hope that gets stuck in your head. You did it 3 times. That's what it takes to get stuck in people's head. That's the marketing.
Do you remember the radio commercials when they were like, when they go 800-522-52222, and then they go, that's 800-522-22222. Again, 800-522-22222. And I'm like, shut up.
But science has found that 3 times actually will get it implanted into somebody's head. The first time they just hear it. Second time they absorb it. Third time it gets locked in.
Ooh.
Some exclusive supply. Batteries sold separately.
Shipping and handling not included.
Okay, Bob. So now here's your favorite segment that we do on this show, right?
Mine?
Yeah.
It's not my favorite segment, I guess, but it's my favorite one to say. Now it's time for Master Debater.
HWIEBE. Oh wait, sorry.
Wrong one.
I don't have a jingle for this one.
Okay. So it's time for Master Debaters, and Bob gets to choose what the topic is, and then Derek and I, by the way, we have been put in seclusion. We have no idea what the topic is. None at all. Derek, do you know what the topic is?
No, as you just said, Scott, I have no idea.
I swear, you seem like you are on another planet today. What is happening to you?
Well, I just woke up from a nap.
You didn't just. Now you've been awake for over a half hour.
I don't know. Maybe it's been like the week and a half since we recorded a show.
See?
I forgot
You forgot how to be on the show. Okay. Bob, go ahead. Master, what is it?
Master Debater. Okay, so here's the topic today.
Okay, go ahead.
So this one, I know this won't be a long segment, but I've just got to throw it out there. I was thinking about it the other night. I want to know from both of you guys, where you guys are going to debate ice cream. What's better, soft serve or traditional ice cream?
So we're not counting like gelato or anything. We're talking like straight up a scoop of ice cream.
Straight up scoop of ice cream.
Soft serve.
Versus soft serve.
Okay.
Coming out of the container.
The way you just did that, you already put whoever's going to get soft serve under the gun because you made it sound like it's a poop coming out.
No, because when you pull the little thing, it goes.
No, it does not.
Yes, it does.
No. Okay. Anyway.
Well, at my local place, they have a little thing that they put on there to make it sound like farts when they do it. All right.
All right. Okay.
If you don't believe me, come out here and look.
Okay. Who's doing
what?
So
just because of that, Scott's going to do some soft serve just because he likes to get a little snippy. And Derek will do traditional ice cream.
Okay. Who's first?
Derek, I'd like you to start off with traditional ice cream. Why it's better than soft serve.
Traditional ice cream is a tradition in the United States of America. It is one of the original desserts. We got you might conjure up images of your childhood, of your grandparents sitting around like a little machine, like a little wood machine with ice and stuff, churning it, homemade ice cream. Fast forward to the supermarket, Bluebell, Breyers, Dryers, millions of flavors, tons of... Huh?
Dryers?
Sorry, go ahead. Keep going.
All right, we'll stick with Bluebell. How about that? Bluebell?
Okay, whatever.
Am I wrong?
Go ahead.
Am I wrong?
No, Bluebell's fine. Go ahead. And Breyers.
Remember, right. I think Bluebell should probably be the only argument. But there's amazing flavors. Soft serve ice cream only comes usually in chocolate and vanilla, and it's usually not very good. It's usually not even real ice cream. It's usually some sort of frozen dessert that isn't even made with milk. All right? So for it to be even good, you have to go to the right place. Like my local Chinese food restaurant, they have soft serve ice cream, but it sucks ass. All right? You can't have it. You don't need it. It's gross. But I know when I go home and I pull out the carton of ice cream, traditional ice cream in my freezer, I know exactly what I'm going to get, and I can top it off with anything I want, and it's going to be delicious, and it's going to make me fat and happy. To you, Scott.
Strong argument. Really strong. Soft serve ice cream is better because it's more fun. You look at the way it ends up on the cone, and not only that, you can dip it, and then it's got a hard candy shell, and that's freaking good. You can do strawberry, you can do chocolate, and you guys seem to forget that you say it only has chocolate and vanilla, but what about the twist? Yes, the twist. That's the best soft serve there is. And don't tell me you haven't had a twist soft serve ice cream cone and loved every minute of it. It's way better. Soft serve's just better because it's easier to get in your mouth too. Like ice cream, you got to like dig into it with a spoon and get it. And when you get an ice cream cone with traditional ice cream on it, you got to lick a lot harder. With soft serve, you just get that thing right in there. You don't even have to fool around with it. You could lick it.
How do you do that again?
You could lick it, but you can just go home and you just grab some right off the top.
Oh.
Yep. Soft serve's the way to go. Let's be real. And it's just much more fun. I think the whole part of it that's great is just how fun it looks. It's all swirly and it's got little ripples on it. And again, if you go someplace where they do the dip thing, you can put all sorts of stuff on there. You can get little candy sprinkles. You could get like nuts and stuff on it. It's just a very versatile type of ice cream.
How about you, Derek? You got any rebuttal to that?
Absolutely. I mean, it's fun for a minute, and then it melts, and then it gets all over your hand because you didn't eat it fast enough because you're trying to enjoy it. So you like have a lick, and you've dipped it in the chocolate sauce, which makes it melt worse. You dump some sprinkles on it, and it gets in your hand. You lick 2 licks, and then all of a sudden melting. It's on the side of the cone. Your hand's sticky. Your mom's yelling at you for screwing up, and there's like only one place you can go to get it, and you usually go to the wrong place. And so you go to like the Chinese food restaurant, or you go somewhere, and it's like this. It's not even ice cream,
Derek. The thing,
and you cannot enjoy it at home. You cannot enjoy it at home.
You can if you drive home fast enough.
Get you some Ben and Jerry's, man. You turn on your favorite show on
Ben
Netflix.
and Jerry's is too liberal.
All right, Haagen-Dazs.
I'm just kidding. Anyway, soft serve. Here's the thing: you're talking about getting soft serve from a Chinese restaurant. You could get better soft serve from McDonald's. They have little cones. If you go to McDonald's and you get the hot fudge sundae, guess what kind of ice cream is inside that hot fudge sundae, boy? You got some soft serve.
Scott's saying that McDonald's is better than Ben and Jerry's or Haagen-Dazs or Bluebell.
No, I said it was better than
not.
Chinese food restaurants.
With their crappy cones, and it's going to leak on you. It's going to melt on you.
Derek.
You know what? Just
you are not letting that cone melt. You know it.
Scoop out some regular traditional ice cream in your bowl and wait 3 minutes. And it's at the soft serve consistency, maybe 10 minutes. It's at soft serve consistency. You add your own toppings, and you're not making a mess. Okay, you made it political.
Any closing arguments?
I did make it political on purpose, just to make everybody laugh. Listen, soft serve is not a like. If you get ice cream from the store, here's the thing: there are all these different flavors. You can get them very easily. Soft serve is a treat. You go somewhere and they have soft serve, and especially if it's like frozen custard, oh my gosh, that's way better than regular ice cream. It's a treat. Soft serve is something that you do to treat yourself. Regular ice cream from the grocery store is something that you just get it with your groceries.
I'm afraid not.
It's just in your groceries, and then it sits in your freezer until it gets freezer burn.
I'm afraid not, Scott. Ice cream does not stick around long enough in my house to get freezer burn. We enjoy that. It is a treat.
And the fact that you said it doesn't stick around long enough proves that you can eat soft serve ice cream as fast as you need to.
It doesn't stick around long enough to get freezer burn. I don't let ice cream sit in my freezer for 3 months. It's usually gone within a week or two.
Listen, it's soft serve all the way, guys.
Great not.
Well, that was a great argument. It's tough to pick a winner, to be honest. I mean, you both brought up valid points. Derek, you said something that really hit me, was just the fact that you can actually bring it home. You know, it is important to bring it home. But then again, Scott, on the other side, you know, it's not about bringing it home. It's about the experience that you're having at that moment, which that's tough for me too, because we actually have an ice cream shop that we walk to, and we go eat a soft serve ice cream shop that we eat right there.
Mm-hmm.
But the one thing that I think out of all of it that is really hit home for me is I do like the fact, well, let me say this first. I do like the fact that soft serve, you could just eat it. Like, it's soft enough right then and there that you can eat it. It's not too cold. It's typically served, you know, at a good temperature. The ones you bring from home or bring from the store to home, you know, those are really cold. I typically microwave my ice cream for like 10 seconds just to melt it down a little bit.
Yeah, see, you like soft serve.
I do like soft serve, but unfortunately, I'm not just a, you know, chocolate vanilla kind of guy.
Oh.
I like the Rocky Road.
Ew.
And I like the cookie dough and the mint chocolate chip.
Okay, so I lost, right?
Sorry, you lost.
Oh.
Thank you. I don't, and like I said, I don't invalidate soft serve. I think it's good.
Oh,
It
yeah.
is. It's
Just not
nice.
from the Chinese restaurant.
I just don't think it's versatile enough to I don't think, you know, it's like, what would you rather have? Like, if you could only have one.
I relinquish.
You know,
I admit that I wasn't going to win. I mean, that was a tough battle. I think.
That was a tough battle. I set you up in a tough spot, and that's just the way Master Debater goes sometimes. Sometimes
does.
it's not always.
If there was
Sometimes
like
it puts you in a sticky situation.
if there was like a machine that would put out like good soft serve at home, and you could you could do versatile flavors.
Derek would get a loan for it.
You might
get one.
You might.
He would. It'd be right next to his espresso machine. The cool thing is, like, about my soft serve, Scott, you mentioned all the dips and stuff. They have like a cherry dip.
See?
They have a chocolate dip.
See?
They have a butterscotch dip.
Oh.
You could put all the sprinkles on it.
Oh,
You
dude.
could put nuts on it. I don't get any
Are you talking
of that.
yourself into it by now?
I was going to text my wife, and I was like, man, we
Let's
should
go.
get
Let's
some
go
ice
walk
cream.
up there and get some.
But
Yeah.
usually I get like a peanut butter boat or a Reese's boat because
I'm just ready for this
I
thing to end
absolutely-
because I haven't
But
eaten any food for 36 hours. I don't
Well,
want to
the
hear
next-
about any
the-
more ice cream.
the next segment's going to bring us back
I
to our
know,
childhood a little
I
bit. And I don't
know.
think that's going to help very
No,
much,
it's
but
not.
you know, it's just part of the show.
It is. It's okay. So when we come back, we're going to make Scott even more sad. Although I'm not too into sweets.
Hey guys, it's Derek from Hey We're Talking, the show you're listening to right now. Today's episode is sponsored by Hector Weeb Pipes at www.hwiebe.com. That's hweeb.com. Home of the Radiator Pipe, the world's finest smoking tobacco pipe. How do I know? Because I smoke one myself. Log on to hweeb.com and put in the coupon code HWT for 15% off your order and get free shipping. That's HWT, coupon code at hweeb.com.
We're back, and we're about to get super sweet. Super sweet.
Good story, Scott.
But before we start, let's talk about some coffee. Derek, have you had any good coffee lately?
I have not
I have not.
ordered much coffee lately, but I'm getting ready to. And if you're like me and you love good coffee, you should go to Numa Coffee.
Hey!
Owned by our great friend Chris Bean.
What a
Head over to
perfect name.
www. Absolutely perfect name.
You don't have to say the www. People know that.
Wow.
It's
Were we this mean to him when he did his?
I
We
was
were.
Yeah, you
we
were.
were mean.
I was just trying to do my jingle.
Yeah, we need a jingle for Numa Coffee.
Go to numacoffee.com.
NumaCoffee.com.
Oh my gosh.
That's
No.
PNEUMA coffee.com. Chris is a coffee roaster out of Cincinnati, Ohio, and he makes some of the finest coffee
that's right.
around. And if you go to numacoffee.com and put in HWT as a coupon code, you'll get 20% off your order, right?
That was perfect.
Wow. Derek froze.
Yeah.
And then he talked super fast for like 3 seconds.
Yeah. And
Pretty
then
interesting.
you caught up to yourself and you went, pew, 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 pew. There you go.
That was a fun little thing.
I'm getting ready to do it. There's already a...
NumaCoffee.com.
UMA coffee.com.
You're never going to remember that one, though. It was good, but you're never going to remember it. No, that one's not good.
Numa Coffee.
Numa Coffee. NumaCoffee.com. There we go.
All right, well.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm about to
Chris,
make an order from there.
forgive us for what we just did to your commercial. Not a commercial, but to talking about your product. Anyway, NumaCoffee.com, HWT, 20% off. We need to get sound effects for the show.
NumaCoffee.com.
Gosh dang it, Bob! Stop it.
But that's going to stick into people's heads. Somebody's going to be taking a dump or taking a shower later, and they're going to be like, NumaCoffee.com.
But
Damn it, Bob.
You just changed it a little bit again. Man, you and Derek both swore on the show today.
I said the D word.
I know. He said
He
the
said the
A
A
word.
word. That's bad.
No, they're both bad.
I think it's because
We're a child-friendly show.
I think it's because we both had a little drinky.
You
Don't
think so?
don't
I said we're a
expose us to your
child-friendly show, and you guys both drank on the show today, and Bob's been smoking.
I would get another drink, but it's locked up in that cabinet behind me, and I don't want to get the key and all this stuff.
Oh
And
my god,
Guys, before we talk about our stupid candy segment, let me show you my little bottle of bourbon here.
did you
This
read
is
how he just set up our next segment? The
he
stupid
said
candy.
It's a
segment.
joke. It's a
I know.
joke.
We're messing with
It's
you.
a
Go.
joke. It's a joke.
What's the
I
story?
love candy. But this is the only bourbon that's actually made in Texas. The
Then it's
Garrison
not really
Brothers.
bourbon then.
Yes, it is. Bourbon. There's no law that says bourbon has to be made in Kentucky.
no, whiskey has to be made in Kentucky.
No.
No, bourbon
Wait,
does.
What? I'm
No.
confused. Yeah,
Bourbon does not have to be made.
It does not.
That is not in the law, but it's traditionally made in Kentucky. But whiskey is made. There's plenty of distilleries in Colorado and
That's
Wyoming.
What?
I actually just went to
What did you
a
just
local.
do? What did you use a What did you just
I
say?
said that's fraud.
Listen,
Anyway.
guys, it says bourbon on there. It says bourbon, and if it was
It's breaking
illegal to like what you say on a bottle of whiskey is regulated by the feds.
Did we just
And
start
so-
another master debaters here, or what? Can we get
No.
to the candy? Come on, guys, stop fighting.
Yeah, I'm just saying I'm enjoying this. I'm gonna have a shot of this.
What's it
of this
called?
bourbon. It's called Garrison Brothers.
Garrison Brothers Texas Straight Bourbon Whiskey. Okay.
Yes, and it's the only bourbon made in Texas.
Okay. You've mentioned this. You're very proud of it. We're happy. I think it's nice.
I've never showed this before.
I know, but you just did. I know you're very
I just
excited
got
about
this.
it. I'm happy
I shared
for
some
you.
with Paris the other day when he came by with his family.
Pew, 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 pew. Paris. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So Bob came up with this idea to talk about candies from when we were kids.
Well, yeah, and the point was, I want to bring us back to our childhood, back to Scott. For you, it was like 1960, but for the rest of us, it was somewhere in the 80s.
That joke is more stale than Boston baked beans candy.
So the point is, I just want to bring back a little bit of our childhood memories, talking about some of our favorite candies when we were a kid, to try to reminisce on some of that stuff, and that's the whole point of it.
Derek and I immediately fought over, not really, but he was like, "Who picked the one that I like?" And it was like my favorite it was my favorite candy bar as a kid. Derek, tell her what it was.
It's the whatchamacallit.
Yes.
What is it?
The whatchamacallit? It's almost like
what is it called?
Rice Krispie-ish inside.
Yeah, it's got like
No,
Rice
what's
Krispie.
the name of it?
It's a whatchamacallit.
It's a
That's the name.
whatchamacallit.
Like, yeah,
Who's
like
on
what's,
first?
What's the name?
Whatchamacallit with an exclamation point.
Yes.
That's so funny.
Whatchamacallit!
As a kid, that's one of the things we did just constantly. It was so stupid. Just like, yeah, I've got a candy bar. It's a whatchamacallit. Well, what is it called? You know, just the typical kids thing. But, you know, that was a good candy bar.
That was my favorite.
It's got like the Rice Krispie with like a layer of caramel, and the whole thing is dipped in chocolate. It's pretty good.
It's perfect.
It's pretty good.
So,
It hits all the senses.
So how would you, just out of comparison, I've not had a whatchamacallit in who knows how long, but how would you compare that to the $100,000? What was the difference between the two?
Not even close.
No, I'm not saying quality. You love
but
it.
$100,000 was like when you bit into it, it
this
like
chewy caramel
it was
or caramel.
It would like stretch off of a whatchamacallit. You could just bite into it and it would just.
So it's like a crispy wafer.
It's not like a wafer. Derek, help me. He's destroying the whatchamacallit.
It's, I don't know, it's like a chewy Rice Krispie treat, but it's thin with extra caramel. I don't know, there's really not much to compare it to.
It's good.
But like one of my other favorites was a Fifth Avenue.
Oh, yes. But that's recent, though, right? I mean, that came out a few years ago.
Avenue?
That wasn't an...
No, are you kidding me?
I would say Fifth Avenue is like the cool guy's Butterfinger.
Yes.
It had a similar, because like, you know how a Butterfinger's got that hard texture, that hard peanut buttery texture,
Right.
and it's dipped in chocolate. Fifth Avenue's a little bit like that. It's got that hard kind of thing that you can crunch into, and it's covered with chocolate.
It's more sophisticated.
It's more sophisticated. Like,
Yeah,
I'm from New York.
It's for the person who really cares about what they're going to put in their mouth.
So since you mentioned the Butterfinger, I want to see if you guys did it the same way. So Butterfinger, Twix, and peanut butter Little Debbie snack cakes. They were just these, like, I don't know, chocolate logs of peanut butter.
Peanut butter inside of it.
I was always the guy to peel the chocolate off layer by layer.
No.
And then just enjoy the peanut butter inside by itself.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
I like the mixture.
You take the candy bar and you kind of like, you kind of nibble at it a little bit.
Yep.
Get the layer of chocolate off there, and then you're like, all right, you got an inch of the crunchy thing exposed, and you're like, yeah, let's go.
Or another example is like Twix. You take the Twix, the Twix caramel. And
They're all caramel. What are you talking about? They do have a peanut butter one, but
yeah, I'd actually eat all the caramel and chocolate off first, and then eat the cookie bottom.
What is
by
wrong
itself.
with you people?
It's an activity.
It's all mixed together for a reason.
It's an activity.
It's got the cookie crunch, and it's got the caramel, and it's got the chocolate. It's all supposed to go together. You don't peel it apart, you weirdos.
Whoa. No
you're
pun
an adult.
intended, buddy. All right, calm down.
Don't
Don't make fun of my last name. I'm not making fun of yours. Don't make fun of mine.
All right, here's the thing. When I was a kid, you know, if you I didn't have any money, so anytime we would have candy presented to us, it was like a special treat, like a once a week type of thing. So you want that to last. You don't just want to gobble it up, because we're not adults now. Like, if I want a Twix, I just go to the store and get a Twix, and I can eat it. And if I want another Twix, doggone it, I can get me another Twix right there if I want to. But not then. If you get yourself a Twix or a Butterfinger, it's like if your mom says you can have a candy bar, you're in the candy aisle for like 30 minutes because you got to decide. You're like, oh my gosh, what do I pick? And then you got to make it last. You've got to prolong the eating process.
You got to cherish it a little bit.
This sounds like a lot of work. I just enjoyed it for what it was.
Yeah, because you were rich growing up.
Yeah, I was not rich either. That's funny that you say that.
I was literally, I was extremely poor. So for us to have money to go get candy bars from the 7-Eleven that was right next to the Dairy Queen that we didn't visit very often, it was a treat. That's why as a kid, I got in trouble for stealing candy from 7-Eleven.
I got in trouble for stealing candy too, not from a 7-Eleven.
Well, that's what we had.
From what was by my house, but was not a 7-Eleven. See? Does a rich kid steal candy?
Yes.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
They do.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So we
I can steal candy from you.
We
We
just
didn't
touched
talk
the
about
whole-
Caramello though. Those were
Caramello is
fantastic. What did you do to a caramello, guys? Did you peel the chocolate off it and let the gooey caramel drip all over your face?
Suck out the caramel first.
Oh, for the
Yep,
love!
yep.
What is going on, you
you
liars?
just
It's
bite-
so
nope,
stupid.
Nope.
It's
Just
so
bite
dumb.
enough chocolate off to expose the caramel, and
You
then you suck
idiots.
it out of the little pocket.
You
Bob
idiots.
and I know. Bob and I know.
You know what, you guys? You know what though?
And I still
Here's
do
the
that
one.
with with fundraiser candy that my son has to do or whatever, and they get those caramel fundraiser candies. I still do the same thing. Just bite off a
I
little
like that
nib.
you're kind of saying fundraiser.
Fundraiser.
Yeah, but you said fundraiser.
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 Anyway,
That's what I'm
you
saying.
suck the stuff out. You're a weirdo. Okay. Here's one I want to ask you guys about that was very similar to Caramello in that it has chocolate and caramel in it. What about a Rolo?
A Rolo, I just popped into my mouth.
I did with the Rolo. You know how you said you would savor it? I'd let the whole thing melt in my mouth instead of chewing it.
That's pretty cool.
No,
Yeah.
it was not cool at all.
No, that's a good plan because Rolos, when you get them, they're not fresh. They've been chilling on the shelf for a while.
Yes, all
So
this
they're-
stuff has.
They're always like you don't get like around Christmas time, which we'll touch on this. Christmas time, whatever, you get a fresh Reese's that's shaped like a tree,
Oh,
and you
gosh.
take a bite of that, and that
Yeah.
peanut butter's all smooth and wonderful.
Yeah.
Rolos never came like that.
No.
Rolos were always hard. They were always old and stale.
They
So
need to stay in your
Rolos-
mouth and melt.
Yeah, you
You need
can't
to warm
just
them up.
pop a Rolo and chew it. You got to let it sit there and melt a little bit. So I'm with you on that one.
I was surprised that nobody got all excited about like Almond Joy, Mounds, Snickers, Mars, Three Musketeers. Did you guys like those?
I really did enjoy the Mars bar. The Snickers is growing on me. And actually, I have had a fresh off the line Snickers bar.
How do you get a fresh off the line Snickers?
Oh,
bar?
a friend of
Is it the
mine.
line?
A friend of mine that now lives like in the Chicago area, works for Mars.
Wow.
And he worked at the Waco plant where they make Snickers. And he went to a wedding, one of my brother's wedding. I can't remember which one. Can't remember which wedding, but he brought some Snickers, some very fresh Snickers. And
Bob,
we had
did you
them.
say something in the microphone because nothing came out?
No, I didn't say
Oh,
David
okay.
Koresh when he mentioned Waco. Why would you say that?
Okay, so I don't think I ever really got into Almond Joy or Mounds though. Did you guys like those?
I like those.
I enjoyed
Really?
them. I enjoyed them Halloween time.
Which
Because
one's
you get
got
'em-
nuts and which doesn't?
Almond Joy's got
Joy.
nuts. Mounds
Mounds don't.
because
Yeah, there we go.
Sometimes you feel like a nut, and
Sometimes you don't. Yep. Okay.
So I enjoyed them around Halloween time, but if I was looking at the candy shelf, I wouldn't go, "Oh, I want an Almond Joy or I want a Mounds."
Yeah,
I
nobody
just ate
does.
them around Halloween time, and they were good.
The Mars bar. Explain everybody what a Mars bar is, Derek, because I don't know
It's-
if everybody knows.
It's a Snickers without the peanuts.
Yep.
And then they did the dark one, the dark Mars
Yeah.
bar
Yeah.
with dark chocolate instead of milk.
It's got
chocolate.
like nougat instead
yeah,
of
nougat, like a chewy
Nougat.
nougat.
Nougat. You know, Three Musketeers was a weird one. There were times where I thought it was good, and then there was times where I was just like, "This is the stupidest candy bar I've ever had in my life."
It seemed like you were chewing on like something strange.
It was like
I don't
whipped
know.
up. It was like whipped up. The inside of it was like more light inside.
yeah.
But yeah,
I
Three
think
Musketeers
Mars-
was not great.
I think Mars is like a better version of
Yeah.
the Three Musketeers.
And I just thought of something that I didn't put on the list, but this was from my childhood, so you guys may get it. And for some reason, because of the Mars or whatever, I thought of it. Remember those little styrofoam wafers with like sprinkles inside?
No.
Are you serious? All you do is pop those things in your mouth, and the wafer kind
It
of
was
melts.
like hard candy, right?
It wasn't hard. It was like it almost was. It seemed like styrofoam.
Yeah, but it wasn't styrofoam because you can't eat styrofoam. It's not good for you.
Obviously. So
Okay.
it was just like almost like a styrofoam. You'd pop them in your mouth, they'd start to melt, and then it would expose the inside, which was a whole bunch of like sprinkles, like sprinkle dots.
I don't know what that is.
No?
Let me say something, though, because we were in the candy bars section, and I want to point this out. One of my favorite candy bars as a kid was called a Crunchy. It was from Scotland, though. That's where I got it originally, and it was really good. Now, here's the thing I want to point out. Canada and, like, Great Britain, Europe, and all those people, they have far better chocolate candy than we do. It's so much better.
Toblerone.
Cadbury chocolate in those countries is a million times better than the chocolate that we have. I don't know why that is, but it is. It's
all
completely
German
different.
chocolate imported.
It's totally different.
Would you ever buy like just a plain Hershey bar ever again?
Yeah.
The only Hershey I wouldn't buy a plain Hershey bar unless I was doing s'mores. Other than that, I love
Symphony.
The Hershey's dark chocolate bars, like the super dark chocolate bars, because especially when I was on doing keto all the time, they say, you know, dark chocolate's a lot better than regular chocolate, but I wasn't going to get I looked for the cacao special ones and I just couldn't find the one I wanted. So I just went with a Hershey's dark chocolate, and I'd break off just a little chunk if I had a sweet tooth.
Just a little piece.
And it was perfect. So I'm
tiny
just going to hold my phone up to the screen just to show you guys.
Are you going to show a Symphony bar? Hershey
that
Symphony bar?
UFO type thing candy was called a satellite wafer. Hold on. Give it a second. There
Never
you go.
have I seen one of those in my entire
Are
life.
you serious?
Never. I never
guarantee
have.
Another listener has. They're just these little wafers. You put them in your mouth and they start to melt. And then there's just little balls of sprinkles inside.
Sorry,
So
I
freaking
don't need your balls in my mouth, Bob.
Well, they're little balls too, so
Okay.
they'll just melt in your mouth, not in your hand.
Let's get to gum and just say this right off the bat. Big League Chew all day as a kid, right? Did you get Big League Chew?
Occasionally.
But
Yep.
dude, that was the bee's knees when you could get
Bubble
that.
tape, bro. Bubble tape was
Bubble tape, yeah.
was pretty
What?
good. Fruit
Yep.
stripe gum on there, like that stuff had pretty good flavor, but it lasted like 3 minutes.
Yeah,
Yes.
it was good flavor and then it's gone. It's like juicy fruit, same thing.
Yep.
Just chew it for like a minute and you're like, what just happened?
Does anyone
that's-
remember the Juicy Fruit theme song?
Just fruit, it gets right to you.
Yeah,
the
juicy
taste,
fruit
the taste
is
is
gonna
gonna
move
move you.
Yeah.
Like it's just gum,
What,
bro.
what happened to those days? Just think about that. How many things do we have now that have like really good catchy jingles like that? Who does that anymore?
I don't
Nobody,
know.
because now everyone's just trying to make commercials super weird, which is a
Yeah.
great topic.
Because they're going like,
reference.
beer, 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 beer.
Yeah, exactly.
Chew some gum.
I'm going to add that to the spreadsheet. Strange commercials, because they have taken a strange...
Jumping
Turn.
from gum over to one of my other favorites of all time, a blow pop. Blow pop. It's a terrible name for it, but those things were so awesome.
Did you
They-
ever get to just the gum?
No, there was always a little tiny layer of candy, and I would have to bite through it because I would try to get to it, and you can't do it. You don't have the
So much
patience.
effort.
Yeah,
I like the Tootsie Roll Pops personally, and
That's on the
that was
list.
always the
One,
thing. How
a
many licks?
two, a three.
Tootsie
Yeah.
Rolls. I
Three.
think I'm in love with you. Anyway, that's for Tootsie Rolls, not the actually Tootsie Pops.
But with the blow pops, there's like this in our family. Whenever we had gotten a camcorder and we'd moved into our house in 1990.
That's when I graduated high school.
Well, I was like 9.
I'm 9.
I
was
9. My parents
9 or
were
10.
my parents were given a tour of the house, right?
Mhm,
And they had gone into the pantry, and my little brother Brandon, who's only like 3 years old
Mhm.
at the time, you know him, mega country star.
Yeah.
He is like the entire video bugging my mom for a blow pop. He's like, I want a blow pop. I want a blow pop. And she's like completely ignoring him, like putting her hand on his face, like, go away. You know? Try to show off the laundry room.
Yeah. Well, that's a good. We should find that video and play it. That would be fun.
That'd be funny.
Listen, we've got so many more to do. We should revisit this because we're out of time.
But we have to mention the green one.
Just go ahead and do it.
So I cannot get over to this
See, you're
day.
going to drag it out. I knew you were going to do that. Go ahead.
My favorite of all time, the whole family of Reese's is just amazing. Reese's Pieces, Reese's Cups. Now they have Reese's Cups with Reese's Pieces inside.
I don't want that.
No, try it. No, don't try it. No, it's bad for you.
When I would go to the movies, I always got a bag of Reese's Pieces, and I think you're just supposed to call them Reese's
Pieces.
Reese's
It's Reese's.
Pieces.
If you look,
it's Pieces.
Reese owns it.
Yeah,
it's
I know.
Reese's.
And they're pieces of Reese's.
Yes.
But everybody calls them Reese's Pieces. Anyway.
Not around here.
Those things are a must at the movie theater.
Yes.
You got to have those.
I love Reese's Pieces.
There you go.
It's one of my favorites.
The whole family. I celebrate the entire catalog.
I celebrate all the Reese's. The Reese's, the holiday ones are kind of my favorite. The egg, the Christmas tree, all that stuff. Those are
they're
amazing.
so fresh.
Yeah, they're so good. All right. We're going to have to revisit this, but it was a good topic, but we're going to have to come back to it someday. Guys, thank you for joining us. We were a little rusty because we haven't been hanging out as much. I'm sorry.
I think
it was still fun.
Together.
It did.
I think it came together at the end.
It came together like a good whatchamacallit.
It's called a whatchamacallit.
Come on,
all right. Until next time, on the same bat channel, same bat time. I don't know what I'm talking about. Let's just end the show.